Thank you, Bhajan group, for your devotional singing. Now I request Sri Bhaskar Kumaresan to introduce Srimati Sunita Parasuraman, the President of SRMH.
Thank you, Tatwa. Namaskar all. I understand you are very hungry, so we will wrap it up very soon. Okay? This is the last program of the day. After that, honor to you. I'd like to welcome Sunita Parasuraman from California. She is the current president. And also her husband, Sri Parasuraman, who always came from Fremont, Virginia. Sorry, California. So Sunita also serves as the editor of Ashram Mountain Path Journal. Also, she served as a head of Meta's new product expansion group. Also, she serves in the various boards, including IIT Bombay Heritage Foundation. We are deeply honored to have Sunita and Karthik here. We offer our heartfelt pranams and gratitude for the presence. Let us welcome with love and reverence. Now I request Srimati Sunita Parasuraman.
Thanks. So Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. So thank you, Bhaskar, for inviting Karthik and me to join you all for this Advent Day celebration. So the DC Center is part of Sri Ramana Maharshi Heritage. So this is the non-profit that was set up a few years ago to support Sri Ramanashramam in India. And as Dr. Anand just shared, we support many of the initiatives and projects at Sri Ramanashramam. So I've had the good fortune of working with Bhaskar, PS, Sri Pota Raju, some of you, but it's really a treat to meet you all in person here. So Karthik and I are very happy. So when Bhaskar requested me to say a few words, again I'll keep it short, I know everyone wants to have lunch. I thought what would be most relevant and meaningful would be to share a little bit about the Bay Area Satsang. We're part of that group, we've been part of it for more than 20 years. And also to share what we've gained from being part of this satsang for so long. So the Bay Area Satsang was started in 2003. So it was Ravi Ramanan, Swaminathan. Ravi Ramanan is Dr. Anand's brother, Swaminathan, Sangeeta. So they started it in 2003, but we've been coordinating it for the last 18 years. So it's a group that meets every week. So we have satsang every Saturday, and we've had that without a break since 2003, which is quite remarkable. And we also observe the three functions. So the Jayanti, Aradhana and Advent, we've done that also without a break since 2003. So it's a core group of devotees that open up their homes, so we don't have a center. And since COVID, we've moved to a hybrid model. So there's a Zoom option for people who can't make it. But again, there's this core group of devotees that welcome people every Saturday. So moving on to what I think we've gained from being part of this. So many people ask us why we've been doing this for the last 20 years. And I think there's four main reasons. So first is quite selfish. So I think we view it as being a weekly tonic. So I say this to everyone. Whatever happens the prior week, I feel it gets washed out when I come to satsang on Saturday, and I feel refreshed for the week to come. So again, speaking for myself, but I'm sure everyone who comes feels the same way. So it is that power of the satsang that's kept us maintaining this over the years, and we committed to doing this in the years to come. And then if I reflect and think why it is a tonic, I think it's two things. First is the content itself, and the second is I'm sure we are able to invoke Bhagavan's living presence to these satsangs. So content-wise, I think similar to you, we start with chanting. So we do Aksharamanamala Upadesha Saram, a song from Ramanastuti Panchakam, and then Arunachala Pancharatnam. So that's how the kids also, it's kind of the same chants, and so they get to learn it as well. And then we listen to a talk on the teachings of Bhagavan, and then we read from one of the core books like Talks, Day by Day, or Surya Nagama's letters, and then always conclude with 20 minutes of silent meditation. So it's taken a while for us to get to this format, because as you know, some people like chanting, some people like the talk, some people just like to meditate. But with this, there's something for everyone. And I personally think it's that package that makes it so profound. So each aspect, the chanting, the talk, the reading, the meditation, all of them have this ability to cleanse us of all the junk we accumulate over the week. So I think that we are lucky that we've hit on this format, which is really powerful. And then that second point of Bhagavan's living presence, one could say you could do this at home, and we've tried that. You can replicate that at home, but somehow it's not the same. So there is a magic about people coming together as a set of dedicated devotees at satsang, and I think it's only when we do that that we invoke Bhagavan's grace. So you may be super sincere, but if you do it in isolation, somehow it doesn't work. So I think that's the first reason we've stuck with this for so long. The second is, I think, having such a satsang opportunity lets you meet people, devotees from across the world. So Bay Area being a magnet for both visitors and people who move to the Bay Area for work. We've had the good fortune of meeting so many amazing devotees over the years. So Dr. Anand's father, Sri V.S. Ramanan, Sri V.S. Mani, V. Ganeshan, and then so many senior devotees. And as a result, our practice is stronger. We've grown as devotees by virtue of meeting these senior devotees. So that's, I think, the second power of having a satsang versus trying to practice Bhagavan's teachings at your homes. The third is, I think, it really helps us navigate our secular lives. So we're all grihasthas, most of us, and you're faced with all the regular problems. You're raising kids, figuring out college applications, there's illness in the family. And again, when you come back every Saturday and meet with fellow devotees who are dealing with the same issues, somehow the mind is lightened. So there is, of course, the content that puts you at peace, but then when you meet fellow devotees who also are facing, maybe their parents are also ill and your parents are ill, somehow there is this reset that happens at satsang, and you feel more confident to deal with whatever is happening in this world. And then things are changing so rapidly, as Dr. Anand said, there's artificial intelligence, and every aspect of life is getting more complex. So when you have that community, I think it's very powerful. And then, as we know, the goal of life is to overcome our vasanas. Having this spirited community behind us helps us overcome that better than trying to achieve that on our own. And the last point is, I think we've been better parents because of satsang. So we have only one son, he's 25, but he was part of satsang since he was 5. He came because he wanted to play with the other kids. I'm sure he didn't come for the teaching or Bhagavan, but in the process he learned the chants, he and all the other children, and they got some exposure to Bhagavan's teaching in a very subtle way. And that's been huge. So as all of you who are parents know, once they leave for college, we have no idea what they do. So I have no idea how much of the practice actually is getting implemented every day. But I feel confident there's a maturity and balance that he's achieved from being part of this satsang. And that's why we are at peace. We know he'll do whatever and he'll figure it out. But I owe that to satsang. So Dr. Anand requested me to specifically talk about children and how SRMH and Ramanashramam are committed to this. And I think he's right. So the sooner we expose our kids to Bhagavan's teachings, it may seem lofty, but as we know, Bhagavan never thought the kids could not grasp the teaching, which is why there are so many stories of where he would talk about Nanyar to young children. So I think the sooner we expose them to the teaching, the better served we are. So in that light, I think it's the weekly satsang. So I think all of you who are parents, please encourage your kids to come. And then these events. So I saw so many young kids participate. So there's something that seeps into you. So don't think it's a waste of time. So really, really nice to see the musical performances, emceeing, and the leadership qualities you will all build from being part of this group. And then there is this AI app. Dr. Anand talks to students at IIT. Then, as he mentioned, in the mountain path, we now have a youth corner. It has the same objective, to try to present the teachings in a manner that's easier and more appealing for kids to grasp and to make the teachings more relevant. So in that, and then there's a children's camp that the DC Center organizes. That's really, really good. So again, if all of you have other ideas, please reach out to Bhaskar, Dr. Anand, and myself. We do want this to be the children piece to be a big pillar of what SRMH does. And even on the children's camp, if we want to do it in person versus just having it online, if there's commitment from many of us, I'm sure we can make that happen. So I would say those are the reasons that, and I think that's the same for all of you. I just took the time to articulate it. And then in conclusion, the fact that these satsangs run so well without Bhagwan being physically present, we know his living presence is here throughout, but I mean, that's the testament to the living presence. So here's an ashram where there's no lineage of gurus, and yet here in DC, in San Francisco, in many parts of the world, there are people like us who congregate together to celebrate Bhagavan. There's no greater testament than that needed to show that Bhagavan is with us throughout. So I wish you all the best, and please visit us in California anytime you are there. Thank you.